Hey folks, we're back on. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. Hopefully I can upload this video. But anyway, giving my final opinion on Spider-Man Homecoming. Like I said, I love this movie. I'm sorry my computer turned off, but to give my final opinion on this movie, I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I think this is really good. A well-made movie in my opinion. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why the fuck that happened. Stupid ass computer. But anyway, we're on. And again, I'm sorry. Yeah, for that. Little inconvenience there. Anyway, to give my final opinion on Spider-Man Homecoming. Like I said, I enjoy this movie. I like the story of him dealing with his high school days, being a high schooler and wanting to be an Avenger, wanting and then realizing that then that he just needs to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man because with great power comes great responsibility. Which you guys know this if you know Spider-Man. Uh, Tom Holland I thought Dave Michael Keaton I thought was great in the role, and Robert Downey Jr. I thought was good. Dina didn't really care for her too much. That's just me in this movie. Not big on Sedina. Not a big fan of her. Jon Favreau was good. Robert Downey Jr. was good. The rest of the cast was good. Yeah. Cinematography was nice. I love the way this film looked. The action scenes are real fun to watch. Vulture is a good villain. Again, I can sympathize with the guy. I can see why he's doing it for his family. Even though it's wrong giving weapons to criminals stuff, you can see why he's doing it and what his reason is for doing it. The editing is good. The action scenes I thought were well done. Again, I can see people call him Iron Boy. It is cool that he gets the suit. I like that as Karen that the suit has all this cool stuff in it. But I would rather see Spider-Man build his own kind of suit like that. Spider-Man's a scientist. He can figure stuff out. He can make his own gadgets. Just look at the 2018 video game, which this movie does talk about that. Why, by the way, you see like a little trailer of them talking about the Spider-Man 2018 game, and I love that game. Spider-Man can make his own gadgets. Peter Peter Parker is a scientist, for God's sake. You know, but again, I can see why they wanted to give the 15-year-old Peter Parker a mentor, a father figure, and that was in Tony, which Tony's teaching him to be a hero. So I think that's why they added him. But I can see why people call him Iron Boy, but I saw the man's name was Spider-Man because he takes tombs on his own. He defeats them on his own. He's able to handle himself a lot of scenes for being Spider-Man. He can handle so except with the fairy, but he's learning to become a hero. I think that's the whole point of that Spider-Man. He's learning to become a hero. I think that's the point of the story. The rest of the cast is fine. The girl that plays Liz, she's alright. But now on to my issues. Again, the action scenes are good. The special effects are really good. The CGI I thought looked really good. The Spider-Man suit looks awesome. But my favorite suit will always be in the Amazing Spider-Man suit. That's my favorite Spider-Man suit. Is in the Amazing Spider-Man suit. Second will be Raimi's suit, and third will be this suit. My least favorite will be the crappy suit he wears in the end, and the one in the Amazing Spider-Man first film. But at least that was a suit, despite it look like a mini chart. Like you know a giant pop tart for a suit. Anyway, despite that though, it is entertaining. None of my problems. Well, I will say this: Miss Timmy, she's good, but she is too hot as the character. There's even when her and Peter are eating out for a night or whatever, some guy brings her some extra food until he's flirting with her. She's just too hot. She's gorgeous and Miss Timmy's gorgeous, but as Aunt May, no, she'd be a cool aunt to have, but as Aunt May, no. Aunt May's got to be a little older than that. They give her glasses to make her look old, but I'm like, that doesn't work. She's still gorgeous, even more with them on. I didn't like the kid who played Flash. The love story here didn't work for me. This is the weakest love story I've ever seen in a Spider-Man movie. Peter and Liz, they didn't have any chemistry. It was just very flat. I will say this though: in the next two movies, Far From Home and No Way Home, it did seem like Peter and Sedina, MJ, had chemistry. You know, I thought they did love cute. But my favorite couple ever, my favorite love story, my favorite couple in a Spider-Man movie will always be Andrew Garfield and Mr. They had the best chemistry ever, and this film couldn't top that. Him and Sedina are cute in the next movie, but yeah, and I can't stand Toby and Kristen either. They're annoying. They're freaking irritating as heck. I couldn't stand them. But anyway, guys, despite that though, and Shocker, I was just pointing. I wanted to see Shocker in a suit, and Shocker, you didn't need two Shocker. You just need there's one Shocker. His name was Herman Schultz from the comics. I don't care if there's other characters in the comics named Shocker, but I believe to me it's just Herman Schultz. To me it is, and to me, give him a suit, give him more. He gets taken out very easily. They should have done a lot more with the character, in my opinion. I was disappointed with what they did with Shocker. I hated what they did with the character of Shocker. He deserved more than this. But despite that, though, in the fight at the end, I didn't find too exciting, too memorable. It's probably the weakest fight. I say Green Goblin was probably the best fight in a Spider-Man movie. And even Amazing Spider-Man 1, I think the fight with the Lizard was a lot better. And Amazing Spider-Man 2, the fight with the Lizard. This is the weakest fight I've seen between Spider-Man and a villain at a climax. But that's just me. Despite that, though, the humor does work at times. Sometimes the humor doesn't work at all. But I like it when Ned says, to a teacher, "Is it prom going? What are you doing here?" They're like, "I'm watching porn," and I thought that was hilarious. So sometimes the humor works, sometimes it doesn't. But the humor was good in here. I thought it was pretty entertaining. You know, Spider-Man saying, running through the golf course saying, "This sucks." This is funny. Or scaring the girls in the tent. Or saying, "Cool movie," falling into a pool. A web slinging. That was funny. Running down through a fence. That was hilarious. That was definitely home watch affairs, so that was brilliant. I thought. But funny, funny, entertaining superhero movie. Pretty entertaining. Some issues, but despite that, this is still an entertaining movie. Not a perfect movie. I'm not gonna say here's no. Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2 from 2004, that's still hands down, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man movie ever. Yeah. But the best actor Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man to me in live action will always be Andrew Garfield. Tom is good though, and so is Tobey, a good Spider-Man. But Andrew to me is truly the best, in my personal opinion. That's just my opinion. But Spider-Man: Homecoming, I like this mostly because we get a lot of screen time with Spider-Man as well. It's good to see Spider-Man on screen for a good amount of time most of the movie. And it's entertaining. The story is very interesting. I like seeing him investigate a little bit with the help of Ned, but where his investigation goes, it's like he's investigating school. Just to see Spider-Man in action. You know, I'm in for a good story, especially if he's investigating some bad guys. I wish he would have done that and more in the other films. But at least we got to see that in here. And we got to. So far, this is probably the most Spider-Man movie where you see Spidey in a costume a lot of the time, which was cool. You know, Even with some of the MCU movies, you didn't get Iron Man 3, and you didn't get you didn't get Iron Man barely at all in that movie. And you want to see the guy in the suit fighting and stuff. That's cool. But Spider-Man: Homecoming, real good movie, good story, entertaining film. So my rating for the film, Spider-Man: Homecoming, I'm gonna rate this film. My rating for this film is a thumbs up and 4 to 5 stars. So guys, tell me in the comments down below what you think of Spider-Man: Homecoming. What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? How would you rank the Spider-Man films? What's your least favorite Spider-Man movie? How would you rank the actors who play Spider-Man from best to worst and best to worst Spider-Man films? In your opinion, I'm talking about from Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, in live action only. So I think we should use that so this video won't shut down. So maybe tomorrow, maybe. The next one will be the 17th MCU film, starring Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Kate Blanchett, Idris Elba, Jeff Goldblum, Tessa Thompson, Carl Urban, Mark Ruffalo, and Anthony Hopkins, and that will be Thor: Ragnarok. Yeah, which is Thor 3, the third Thor movie. Yeah, so Thor: Ragnarok will be next. I'm sorry that the video's first time just going crazy like that, but anyway, guys, so stay tuned for the next review, which will be Thor: Ragnarok. Yeah, so stay tuned for this. And let me know in the comments down below what you think of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Yeah, my rating for the film is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. Tell me guys in the comments down below what you think of this in your opinion. Hope I can upload this. Have a good night, y'all. Stay tuned for more videos coming up next. So see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.